Hi everybody, it's Rich here and another one of my videos. This time it's taking a look at my SL500 2003 R230 and giving an update on what's been happening over the last sort of 6 to 9 months with running this classic. So before I take the SL500 out of the garage, I just want to show you a size comparison with my MX-5 from the mid-90s, and you'll see what a giant of a car the SL500 is compared to the little MX-5 in regard to length and specifically the width of both these cars really, and it absolutely dwarfs the little MX-5 and it's not just in size as well, it's actually weight. The MX-5 comes in at about 950 kilograms and the SL500 at over 1,800, so it's probably twice or almost twice the weight as well as twice the size. And the third thing that I want to quickly show is also the tyres. If you look at I don't know if you can see this, look at the MX-5 tyres here. They wear 185 treads, and then look at the size of the SL500s. If you can see here, these weigh or width is a whopping 285, so 50% wider, hugely wide tyres on the SL500. Yes, it's been a really quiet 9 months for the SL. I mean, it's not done many miles at all, and October last year we decided to send it in for rust on both rear arches to be fixed, to be removed and fixed, and fortunately we agreed a fixed price for that, and that was pretty good news, because actually when they took off the panels, they found that the rust was much worse behind the arches, and it had been made even worse because one of the drain pipes, rubber drain pipes, had actually been cut, and how we're not sure, but there was a hole, in fact there was a cut in it, and that was putting rainwater into the back of one of the arches, so it was just making the arch even worse, and the inside of it was terrible. So we got both rear wheel arches done, but the car we didn't see the car until the end of January, so it was a long job, and we ended up they actually got a donor vehicle shell to get both two new rear wheel arches off a donor vehicle, and anyway, so that's all been done, and the back end, it's had a complete respray, sides, back of the car, and it looks absolutely fantastic now, and really pleased. And it's one of them things that I've got done properly, because actually I want to keep this car, and the plan is to keep this for a long time. So we got it back in January. It was then the weather was terrible. If you remember, January, February just never stopped raining, and then March the better weather came out, but unfortunately we decided to take the Boxster out, and then 2-3 weeks later we had COVID-19, the pandemic for the virus. So this has only really come out in the last few weeks, and we took it out a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and we noticed a couple of drops of oil under the car at 2 different places, but actually one of them was the front offside strut. Just let me stop here. Was the front offside strut, barely an egg cup of fluid. It was ABC, active body control fluid. I took it into my Mercedes specialist, had a look at it, and there's absolutely no leaks anywhere. We're not sure why. It's come out of the ABC reservoir in the front left, and I've been using it since for the last couple of weeks, and there's been no issues at all with it. He did say though, for the ABC system, the reservoir is incredibly sensitive to fluid level, as much as the minimum and maximum is a couple of millimeters in the reservoir, and that is it. And if it goes above that maximum level, it will actually spray and come out the top of the reservoir. So not sure why. It seems to be fine since, not dropping any fluid for the last couple of weeks, and I'm checking every time I've driven it, and touch wood, it's been fine. So really quiet period for the for the SL, but hopefully now we'll get 2, 3, 4 months of good use out of it before winter comes, and this year we might try to use it a bit more in the winter because it's done so little mileage this year. What I love about the SL500 is when I've not driven it for a few weeks or a few months, as the case may be, it just feels such a special car. And I'm not sure whether it's the seats, which are incredibly comfortable and they look, feel really, really great. I don't know if it's the noise of the V8. I don't know if it's the way it effortlessly builds speed and covers huge distances very, very quickly. The only thing I do know and fully aware of is that you've got to have a whole big dose of self-control, because driving a 500 is very, very easy to quickly get into license losing speeds on UK roads. And so there we go. That's a short, brief update on my running of the SL500 over the past 9 months. If you enjoyed it, give me the thumbs up. Please drop any comments or questions you have. I reply to them all. And if you really enjoyed it, then please subscribe. Stay safe.